Okay, today for lesson 14, we're taking a look at multiple step word problems involving converting mixed number measurements to a single unit. Okay, so we're going to be using our RDW process, so we're going to make sure we have our tape diagram. Okay, so our first question here, number one, a cartoon lasts 1/2 hour. A movie is 6 times as long as the cartoon. We want to know how many minutes does it take to watch both the cartoon and the movie. Okay, so we're going to set it up as cartoon and movie. Okay, so we have 1/2 hour, okay, and our movie 6 times as long. Okay, now our unknown, what we're trying to find, is going to be the total of the two combined. Okay, now if you notice that our question is dealing with minutes. So first thing we need to do is convert our hours into the smaller unit of minutes. So remember that 1/2 hour equals 30 minutes. Okay, now to find the total for both the cartoon and the movie, we notice that we have 7 sections, all equaling 30 minutes. So we do 7 times 30 to get 210. So the cartoon and the movie are 210 minutes combined. Okay, number 2, we have a large bench is 7 1/6 feet long. It is 17 inches longer than the shorter bench. How many inches long is the shorter bench? So we have the long bench, we have the shorter bench. Okay, so if we go to set this up, okay, our long bench is 7 1/6 feet. Okay, the shorter bench obviously is a little bit shorter. Okay. And we know that it's 17 inches shorter. Okay, so now again, we see from our question that we need to convert everything into inches, the smaller unit. Okay, so we know that 1 foot is 12 inches. So first thing we have is 7 times 12 gives us 84 inches in 7 feet. Okay, now our next one, okay, we see that we have 1/6 of a foot. Okay, so we need to convert that into twelfths, okay, because of the 12 inches in a foot. So I know that 6 times 2 is 12, so 1 times 2 is 2. So we have 2/12ths of a foot, or 2 inches. Okay, so now we add these up, 84 plus 2, that gets us 86 inches. So that means our large bench is 86 inches long. Okay, so now we need to know how much is the shorter bench. So now we take our 86 and subtract the 17. Okay, subtract that out and you see that we get 69 inches. So the shorter bench is 69 inches. Okay, moving on to number 3. Okay, we have some containers. Now the first container holds 4 gallons, 2 quarts of juice. The second container can hold 1 3/4 gallons more than the first gallon. We want to know altogether how much juice can the 2 containers hold. Okay, so we have our first container and our second container. So our first container, we see 4 gallons and 2 quarts. Okay, our second container is a little bit larger. Okay, so we have our 4 gallons and 2 quarts again, and then we have a little bit more. Okay, 1 3/4 gallons. Okay, well, we have a fraction and we have mixed units. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our 3/4 of a gallon and convert it into quarts. Okay, well, we know that 1 gallon has 4 quarts, so 3/4 of that would be 3 quarts. So 1 3/4 gallons equals 1 gallon and 3 quarts. Okay, so now we see altogether, so that means we need the total. So now we can add up our three measurements. Okay, so you can see that our second container contains these two measurements. Okay, so now we add up our like units and we see 4 plus 4 plus 1, 9 gallons, 2 plus 2 plus 3, 7 quarts. Okay, well again, there's 4 quarts in a gallon, so now our 7 quarts is 1 gallon and 3 quarts. Okay, so that gives us a total of 10 gallons and 3 quarts. Okay, so the two containers can hold 10 gallons, 3 quarts. Okay. All right, moving on to number 4. A girl's height is 3 1/3 feet. The giraffe's height is 3 times that of the girl. How many inches taller is the giraffe than the girl? Okay, so we've got the girl and the giraffe. Okay, we see the girl is 3 1/3 feet. The giraffe is 3 times that. Okay, now we want to know how many inches taller, so we want to know the difference between the girl and the giraffe. So we want to know those two sections there, but we need it in inches. So we need to convert our 3 1/3 feet into inches. Well, we know 3 feet is going to give us 36 inches. 3 times 12 is 36. But now our next one is 1/3 feet. And we need to convert that into twelfths, okay, because of 12 inches in a foot. So we see that 3 times 4 is 12, so 1 times 4 is 4. So we have 4/12ths of a foot, or 4 inches. Okay. So now we can add 36 plus 4, and that gets us 40 inches. So each of these sections is going to be 40 inches. Okay. So now we see we need to know the combination of these two sections. Well, 40 and 40, obviously that gives us 80. Okay, so the giraffe is 80 inches taller than the girl. Okay. All right, moving on to number 5. Okay, we have 5 ounces of pretzels are put into each bag. Okay, I see that word each. How many bags can be made from 22 3/4 pounds of pretzels? So this one's a little bit different. So we set up our tape diagram. Okay, now we have our total weight of pretzels. Okay, we have 22 3/4 pounds. All right, well now each bag is getting 5 ounces. So we need to know how many groups of 5 ounces can we make from our 22 3/4 pounds. So we need to know how many bags there are going to be. So we're going to set up our tape diagram a little bit different. Okay, well again, we have mixed units here. We have pounds and ounces. So we're going to convert them into the smaller unit. Well, we know that 1 pound is 16 ounces. So first thing we need to do is convert our 22 pounds into ounces. So we're going to multiply 22 times 16. Okay, so 22 times 6 is 132. And 22 times 10, 220. So we add these up, and we get 352. So this is 352 ounces. Okay, well next we have this fraction. We have 3/4. So we need to think 3/4 of a pound equals how many 16ths of a pound, because we have 16 ounces. So we think about multiplying to convert. Well, 4 times 4 is 16. So 3 times 4 is 12. So 3/4 of a pound equals 12/16ths of a pound, or 12 ounces. Okay, well now we got to combine our 352 ounces with our 12 ounces. So now we're going to add those two up. Alright, so now we have a total of 364 ounces. So that's how many the weight of the pretzels in ounces to start. Okay, now we go back to our question. And remember that we're trying to create bags of 5 ounces. So we need to find out how many groups of 5 are in 364. Well, one thing you should notice right away is we're going to have a remainder because it doesn't end in a 5 or a 0. So now let's divide that out. Take our 5, see how many 5s we can combine here. So 36 tens divided by 5, we get 7 tens. Okay, now we have 14 ones divided by 5 is going to be 2. And you can see that we have a remainder of 4. So now let's think about what we're going to do with that remainder. Go back to the question. How many bags can be made? Well, we can only make 72 bags. We have 4 ounces left over. That's not enough to make another bag, so there's nothing we can do with that remainder. So our answer is just simply 72. So 72 bags can be made. Okay, so a lot of steps in this one between converting the units and then dividing for the number of bags. Okay, moving down to number 6. Okay, let me take a look at some pancakes. So now 20 servings of pancakes require 15 ounces of pancake mix. We want to know how much pancake mix is needed for 120 servings. Okay, so this is a little bit different than what we've seen. So what we're going to do, okay, one section is going to be 20 servings. Okay, now those 20 servings need 15 ounces. Okay, well, we think 20 times 6 gives us 120. So what we need now is 6 of these sections. Okay, so we have our 20 servings. Okay, to combine for our 120 servings. All right, so now inside each of those sections is 15 ounces. Okay. So how much pancake mix is needed? Okay, well now we're just simply doing 6 times 15. Okay, because we're trying to find out how many ounces this would be. We see that we get 90. So 90 ounces will make 120 servings. Okay. All right, we've got to go through, we'll do the bonus. So now the mix is brought in 2.5 pound bags. How many bags will we need to make that 120 servings? Okay. So we have to convert our pounds again into ounces because it's the smaller unit. So we're going to take our 2.5 pounds. Okay. Well, we know that 1 pound is 16, another pound is 16, and we have half of a pound. Half of 16 is 8. Right? Well, we add these 3 up, and we end up with 40 ounces. 16 plus 16 is 32, plus 8 gets us 40. Okay, so now we know that these bags comes in group of 40. Okay. So now we think, how many groups of 40 do we need to make 90? Okay. Well, we know 40 times 2 gives us 80. That's not enough. So 40 times 3 gives us 120. Now we have more than enough. Okay, so to make 120 servings, okay, from up here in the first question,